YouTube, Gen X, what's going on? Before I get started with the video I want to do next, I want to do this video because I feel like it highlights some of the points that I'm going to make in my other video, and I'll probably make some of the points in this video as well. Excuse me if you hear any background noise. I'm in the car on this one, in the parking lot. About a month ago, I'm watching Nightline. I try to watch Nightline before I go to sleep. It just helps me fall asleep. And they had this special on this new love affair of Asian women in high fashion. So, you know, your Vogue, your Elle, that sort of type of modeling and fashion, not your Playboy, your Maxim, or stuff that dudes look at, Lowrider magazine. This is your high fashion. You know, where you really get into those sort of European standards of beauty or whatever. And I guess there's this new sort of love affair with the Asian model, and I guess Victoria's Secret had their first Asian model in whatever fashion show or magazine. I forgot the details because it was a month ago. And part of the segment, they had this Asian female blogger. And I say Asian because I forgot if they were Chinese, Japanese, so excuse me for not being too specific on that, but I want to say this was Chinese. But either way, you know, you guys get my point. So they have this younger female blogger, and she comes on, and she's like, you know what? I don't buy this shit. I don't buy it at all. Asian women have been around for a very long time. Why all of a sudden? Why now? Why is this new sort of love affair? You know, why all of a sudden now are we deemed to be beautiful enough to be in your magazines now, in your fashion shows, and this, that, and the third? How come we weren't good enough 10 years ago? How come we weren't good enough 20 years ago? How come we weren't good enough 30 years ago? Why now? So she didn't just sit up there and say, oh, you know, look at, you know, we're coming up in the world, you know, we're so beautiful, we're so attractive, now the world knows. She had a very critical sort of disposition towards the whole sort of love affair, which to me was outstanding. And then she went on, and this is what really got me, she went on to talk about how it's no big secret that in the next couple of years, if not currently, when it comes to the biggest consumers of high fashion in terms of clothing and that sort of industry, right, it's going to be your Asian markets, because their dollar is stronger than ours. I want to say it was China, but don't quote me on that. So she's like, in the next couple of years, if not now, we're going to be the #1 consumer of such luxury items and other stuff that fall into your quote-unquote high fashion sort of world. So the purses, the handbags, the jewelry, the dresses, the apparel. We are going to be the #1 consumers of that. The makeup, the cosmetics. So she was like, is it a secret that if they want our dollar, they're going to go ahead and put us up there? So they're not doing it off of some genuine love affair. They're not doing it off of some genuine appreciation for the beauty of Asian women. They're doing it for the dollar. So no one is saying that they have to stop, but it's important for us to know why they're here and what they want. They're not doing it because they recognize a beauty that they hadn't recognized before. They're doing it because they recognize dollars that they didn't recognize before and that they need. So we need to keep that in mind before we have this sort of brand spanking sort of love affair with this new sort of attention that we're getting in high fashion. So overall, I thought that shit was amazing because you got that level of analysis coming from a woman who didn't sit up there and say, yes, we're coming up now. Right? Look at where we're going. We're on top of the world. You had that element of, hold on, we have this outside group that's showing us some attention, some sort of attention that we didn't receive before. But before we hop on and partake and act as if this shit is legit, let's take a step back and figure out why the fuck they're here. What do they want? What is their hidden motivation? And I'm not trying to say that an outside group can never appreciate another group, but you have to be aware of what they want. So if they're going to put us in their magazines and do this and the third, that's fine. They can do that, but we have to know why. And the beauty about it is this shit has not even happened yet. This is not, you know, a conversation 20 or 10 years after the fact. Oh, you know, we never knew what it was about. Now we know. Where you have it where now the Asian dollar is weak or whatever, and they moved on, so all of a sudden, you know, no more Asian models. Shit really hasn't even hit the fan yet. And you have this young lady already calling this shit out. Don't buy it. You know, we're not going to stand for it. That is protecting your culture. That is protecting the essence of who you want to be and what you need to stand for. And not having outside people come in and corrupt how you view yourself or how you stand in relationship to others or areas of confidence or whatever. Like, you just see that element of protection. Wait a minute, buddy. We're not going to let you come through, right, and fuck our shit up. We're going to be very critical of what's going on here. So I do this video because I'm going to reference this video in a future video, and I thought that this point was worth making because it's really going to underline some of the points I'm going to make in the upcoming video. So something to think about. I don't know if you guys can go back and catch it on Nightline. I know it happened like a month ago, so I don't know how it works, but to me it was amazing. It was amazing because when I was done, my little bro saw it too, and I asked him, you know, we talked about it, and I'm like, I highly doubt we would ever, right, have that element of analysis. Right, you know, one small sort of, hey, some outside group finds our women to be attractive. All of a sudden, we've come up. They're all about us now. Look at where we are now. For some whatever reason, we were invisible, but now we're here. So look, our stock is going up. I highly doubt we would ever be that critical to figure out what they want. And we would take it, everything as legit. And it's sad. Because it highlights the fact that we can't help but get exploited. Any sort of attention we get, especially when it comes to black women, it's legit. And we're going to take it and run with it. Not knowing what the fuck is going on. So it is what it is. Let me stop before I go off on the deep end. But like I said, this is going to set up the next video. So y'all take it easy. God bless.